Welcome to Live with Aaron and Kelly. I'm Aaron Michael Sanchez.
And I'm Kelly V. Dolan.
And we have another very big show for you. We've got like all of the TV shows on NBC.
I know. We are very excited. We have Nestor Carbonell from Bates Motel.
Yes.
We have Reggie Lee from Grimm. And we have Charlie Barnett from Chicago Fire on the show today.
It's a big show. So great. Which one are you looking forward to most?
Well, I think all the listeners out there who watch our show know that I'm excited about the Chicago Fire one, but I also am a fan of Psycho just because of the legacy that it's left.
Okay.
So I'm really excited about the interview with Nestor from
And
Bates
Alfred
Motel.
Hitchcock, I mean, just any of his films were fantastic. Psycho being one of them. Although I was kind of scared being a kid.
That's
looking
okay.
At that.
That's okay. You're still a man.
Yeah.
It's okay.
And even the show with Bates Motel is kind of creepy. It's a creepy show. Okay. But some great stuff going on this last week. How has your week been, Kelly?
My week has been fantastic. How about yours?
Great. But I understand you were in a
film. I
that came out
was
recently.
I was in a film, and I think I had expressed to people a few months ago how we were filming it downtown. I remember, I think you and Mabel were doing the show together, and I called in.
Yeah.
So it's out. It's called Age of Dinosaurs, and it's out on DVD, and I believe they may show it on Sci-Fi. I'm still not sure about that, but you can go get it, and the trailer's out. Go to Facebook, Kelly V. Dolan or Aaron M. Sanchez. It's up there.
It's called Age of Dinosaurs.
Age of Dinosaurs, and it was directed by Joe Lawson. Great guy. Shout out to Joe. He was an amazing director. Had a good time with him, and I didn't think I would make it in the trailer.
But she sure did. Like the featured scream. That was an awesome scream, by the way.
Thanks,
like,
Aaron.
how many times did you practice for that, or did you practice at all? Was it spontaneous?
It was spontaneous because actually we had to do two different takes because in one take I actually say a curse word, and in the second
that
take,
shouldn't have been hard.
Aaron, what the? No, I'm just kidding. And then in the second take, they said we'll just scream because they have to make it for television and then one for DVD, and then they could, just a couple different options. So the way it was written in the script was an actual curse word. So when we were on set, they're like, okay, instead of saying the curse word, we just want you to scream. And like literally, I probably screamed. I don't know. It was probably about 7 or 8 times. So it wasn't like a lot,
Yeah.
But
I always wonder how many times does a girl like scream for these things.
Yeah, it wasn't a lot, but it was funny because right after that we went to lunch, and so everybody was like, "Was that you screaming?" Because they could hear it like outside. We shot it on a campus of like a college, so people like heard it outside. So I was like, "Really?
And
it was that loud?"
And it made the trailer. That's how great that scream was.
It was fun.
When she was practicing on the show.
Oh, before we start taping, I scream at people.
She
no,
does
just kidding.
scream,
I'm just kidding. I'm just
kidding.
No, she gets her excitement up and she screams.
I get excited, especially when we get to interview someone from Chicago Fire.
Yeah, exactly, right?
No, just kidding.
Well, my week was fantastic. We had a lot going on this last week. I did Sony PlayStation. I got to see the new Call of Duty trailer. And Call of Duty, the new next-gen PlayStation games and Xbox, they've gone to a whole nother level. Now, I mean, the definition is so high that you feel almost like you're part of the game. That's how real it is.
Aaron, are you going to E3 this year?
I think I just might. I think What,
I think
do
you
wanna
have
go?
to. Yeah, I probably will go like one day.
Okay,
yeah,
all right. Yeah,
for sure.
It's a lot. I mean, it's information overload, really, but exciting thing to do. And also went to see the Real Rasquache Film Festival thrown on by our friend Angie Ortiz. She always does some great photos for us, but she also runs that film festival. I think it's been the 10th year running, and she did a great job. And one of the featured shorts was the Shooting Star Salesman from our friend Kiko Velarde.
That's right.
Great job on that, I have to say, on that film. If you haven't seen the trailer, go check it out, theshootingStarSalesman.com, and such a great job. Really great job. Actually, we had Shireen Faltis here.
Yeah.
And she talked about how she and him, they helped raise money on Kickstarter for this project?
You know what? I'm curious because we've been talking about Kickstarter and Indiegogo for some time since we've started the
Yes.
show. I'm curious to our listeners if anybody's used Kickstarter or Indiegogo, and if you've been successful or not successful, tweet us, tweet or Facebook myself and Aaron at Kelly V. Dolan or Aaron M. Sanchez, and let us know how that's been working for you.
Yeah, absolutely. And we have got to take a break, but when we come back, we have our very first interview from Bates Motel. I'm so excited for this one because Nestor is a true gentleman.
He is.
Right here next when we get back. Don't go anywhere.
Everybody get down like that. Everybody get down like that. If you like it, then make it clap. If you like it, then make it clap. Turn it up, break loose, get loud. We are young, don't tell us how. We should go on living now. Break the rules, let's tear it down. Everybody get down like that. Everybody get down like that. If you like it, then make it clap. If you like it, then make it clap. Turn it up, break loose, get loud. We are young, don't tell us how. We should go on living now. Break the rules, let's
And
tear
we're
it
back.
down.
Now, Aaron, were you ever a fan of Psycho?
No.
You weren't because you got scared.
I was.
I know.
I was young when I saw that, and I can't believe my parents let me see that young.
Well, you won't be scared with this next interview. We're very excited. We have Nestor Carbonell from Bates Motel. Check it out.
Welcome to Live with Aaron and Kelly. I'm Aaron Michael Sanchez.
And I'm Kelly V. Dolan.
And that's right, from Bates Motel. Now, I've had a chance to watch this, and it's a creepy show, but you know what? Nestor's got some hidden agenda going on in the show.
Mm-hmm.
Nestor Carbonell, welcome to the show.
Hey guys, thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Now, first of all, I've got to ask, your sheriff role, what's going on there? Who is he really? Are we going to see it in the season finale, or are we going to see it next season?
You know, we're definitely you're gonna get a little bit in the season finale. You're gonna get sort of an insight as to who he is. But I'm even after we shot it, I was like, I'm not so sure about this guy. I still don't know. But tonight reveals definitely a bit more about him. And it's for those who've watched, it's a big payoff episode. It's my favorite episode. I think it's the best one of the season. And you get some stuff out of Vera Farmiga and Norma Bates that is just amazing. She's incredible. She's just so incredible, and she does some things tonight that are just unbelievable. So I think those who've been watching, and those who haven't, you have about 9 hours to binge watch now to catch up. It's a great payoff for the season.
Now, you know, Nestor, you've had a great career so far. You've been part of some amazing projects. Lost, Dark Knight Rises. What's different about this particular project for you?
Oh, thanks, Kelly. It's to me, what's I don't think it's any different in the sense that from those shows, in the sense that the writing is so good, and to me that's what always draws me. And just about every actor is a writing. If you're lucky enough, A, to have a gig, in this town, but B, also to get to work on something that's just original, or just even though it's based on a classic, the way it's been retold is highly original, and all the characters are really dysfunctional, and that's what at least I gravitate to. The more dysfunctional, the more interesting to play. That's for sure.
Much like life, I'm learning that life is much like that. There's quite a lot of dysfunctional. It's just we're kind of like, life is crazy, and there's a lot of different personalities.
None of my friends are dysfunctional. They're all on Facebook.
Yes, at least you're not bored. It's not boring when it's dysfunctional. It's funny. I have, my kids are in school here in LA, and I drop them off, and every so often some of the moms come up to me and they go, I got to tell you, I love your show, but I'm a little creeped out because the way I hug my son, sometimes I see a little Norma in me, and I think a lot of a lot of the sort of the mother-smother helicopter parenting, people are starting to get creeped out by the fact that they're identifing with this crazy dynamic on our show.
It is true. I mean, I saw one episode where she gets into bed with her son, and it was like a little creepy. I mean, I was creeped out. I was like, oh, God.
Yeah. And then you kind of understood it all at once, too. You're like, I kind of get it.
Right. You get why he turns into...
It's a little creepy, for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Now you said
Well, if anybody sells that role, it's Vera Farmiga. It's on. You're right. On the page, it's almost like this. I mean, she is a lunatic, but she's so sympathetic that you go along with it for sure.
I think that's an interesting characteristic too. Like, if you find that a character, if you like them, like no matter what they do, you're kind of on their side, and sympathetic is a great word to use. Now you mentioned being lucky to work in this town. You are working. What is your secret? What do you bring to the table that may be different?
I remember reading an article about Chris Rock when he was interviewed about how he'd been kicking around for a while, but he started to work more and more, and they said, what was his secret? And he said, I bought a house I couldn't afford. So he's like, he essentially had to find a way to work. And I think we have kids now, so I don't have a choice. I got to find a way to work, and I got to make it happen. It is a crazy business in that you just don't know. It's a roller coaster. There's ups and downs, and you just try, and especially with kids, you try and make it as as flat and normal as you can, because you want to give them as much stability as possible. But I'm grateful anytime I'm working.
I'm gonna get a car I can't afford. I think that will make me move.
No, I think every situation I've been in where I kind of like stepped out, or maybe I added more responsibility into my life, things do come to you because you make it happen. You either sink or swim, and you're swimming, and we're proud of you for that, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey,
thank you.
Speaking of which, Nestor, Luke Goss, your co-star in another film, he actually said to say hi. We had him on a show.
Oh, that's great.
About a month ago, and he said you were great to work with. So, what can you tell us about that film you're working with on him? Or working with?
Yeah, we worked on Dead Drop, and Luke's a great guy. He's a great actor. We did this action film in Mexico, and Luke's extraordinary. We improvised a lot of it, and to his credit, I mean, he really he took that material. It was a strong script, but really found sort of an interesting angle. He's he comes from England. He's really sort of nailed that genre in particular as well. And I hope to work with him again. He's great.
But did he sing for you?
He did not sing for me. I know that he was in a boy band as a kid, and he was a drummer. But his brother was the front man, the singer.
His brother still performs in Las Vegas.
Yeah, that's exactly right. He still performs there, but I didn't have him sing for me. I maybe in the next one.
Okay, hey, I've got some questions we got to get to. Otherwise,
Twitter, Facebook, people have been hitting us up.
They will ban us.
Oh, great.
If we don't. Okay, so this one comes from Laxus. What does he think of Vera as Norma Bates, and will his character be more friendly with her in the future?
Well, I definitely enjoy going head-to-head with Vera. I mean, she's, like I said, she's an amazing actress. But, I think the back and forth will be great. I hope it's sort of a love-hate thing that'll just continue, and we'll have sort of this sort of a contentious relationship, but at the same time, sort of, be around each other and learn to sort of deal with each other. But, that she as an actress brings so many colors. Like, you don't know what you're going to get take to take, which is a treat. So I work predominantly with her, and I hope to do more of that next season.
Yeah, very strong duo. And then Jill Bendick she's asking, did you have any idea that Shelby was in the sex trade business?
Only because I read the first 6 episodes. But initially, and with Mike Vogel, who plays Shelby, he did it so well. He came out so charming in the second episode and so sweet to her. And then all of a sudden, I remember him, Mike the actor, saying, "Oh my gosh, why does my character have to be so despicable?" I was really starting to like him. But that's a great thing about the show is that there's so many twists, and the writing is so incredible from Carlton Cuse and Carrie Aaron that you just don't know where it's going to go. And even the actors are like, I'm worried that my character, you just don't know week to week what's going to come your way. But then that's the flip side is that again we're talking about how everyone's dysfunctional. It's also you're never bored. It's always exciting.
Mm-hmm. Now I want to ask this, just going back to Dark Knight, because I'm a huge fan. We had Mossy Ferlin, which was also did an appearance in that film with you. Now, would you rather be the Dark Knight or the new Superman that is coming out? Both
if you had a choice.
Christopher Nolan production. If you had a choice.
They're both Chris Nolan productions. I don't think Chris directed the Superman one, but no, I was happy to be part of it. I love the Batman franchise. I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing the Superman one, but yeah, I love because what he did
Batman
is,
too.
he took this, he took the whole cartoon thing and made it real, as real as he possibly could.
Batman's just smooth.
And,
I don't know. He's smooth.
Oh, you like the smoothness
yeah, he's
of him.
cool. Like, he's just something cool about
Yeah,
him.
that's
pretty
cool.
cool.
Yeah, for
Nestor,
sure.
Nestor, speaking of which, I have to say about cool and nice, we got a couple comments. Jordan Borges says, I met him too, really cool guy, down to earth, humble. And then Teresa says he's awesome, a true gentleman, humble, down to earth. It's funny, you're everybody's being said you're a treasured soul. Who do you owe the way you really are, as a person? Who do you owe that to?
Oh, thank you. That's really nice of them. My parents are. I'm lucky enough to have had great, really great parents, and I owe them everything. I mean, we were lucky enough to live all over the world because of my dad's job, and the one constant was that we had each other as a family. We'd move, every other year or so, but we were pretty tight. We have 3 kids and my parents, and so we really gravitated to each other. My parents are, they're just, sort of try to instill in us, good values. So I owe them everything. But that's really nice to hear. That's really cool.
Well, thank you so much, Nestor, for speaking with us. They're telling us we got to let you go, but we will definitely
Kelly.
be tuning in every week to the Bates Hotel. We're really excited.
And
about
congratulations on the 2nd season.
that. Yes.
I really appreciate it. Thank you, Aaron. Thanks, Kelly. I really appreciate it. Thanks for having me on.
Nestor Carbonell, thank you so very much for doing that interview with us. What do you think? I mean, Nestor's a great guy.
I think it was amazing, and I love how he quoted Chris Rock about how, Chris Rock went out and bought a bigger house, and so it forced him, to work. And, huge shout out to you, Nestor. You, like I said in the interview, you are definitely swimming. You're not sinking. You are a working actor, and we love you. And Dark Knight and Dark Knight Rises, Aaron.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I remember him from Lost, which I was a huge fan of, but Dark Knight Rises, hello. He wants to be Batman. Now we know that. And our next guest coming up has also been in Dark Knight Rises. So we're going to check that out right here when we come back, right here on Live with Aaron Kelly.
Everybody get down like that. Everybody get down like that. If you like it, then make it clap. If you like it, then make it clap. Turn it up, break loose, get loud. We are young, don't tell us how. We should go on living now. Break the rules, let's tear it down. Everybody get down like that. Everybody get down like that. If you like it, then make it clap. If you like it, then make it clap. Turn it up, break loose, get loud. We are young, don't tell us how. We should go on living now. Break the rules, let's tear it down.
Welcome back to Live with Aaron and Kelly. I'm Aaron Michael Sanchez.
And I'm Kelly V. Dolan.
And we have with us one of, I have to say, probably one of my favorite interviews now, Reggie Lee. Check it out. Welcome to Live with Aaron and Kelly. I'm Aaron Michael Sanchez, and Kelly wishes she were here for this. I know she does because, well, she told me. We have on the line Reggie Lee from Grimm. Reggie, welcome to the show.
Thank you, man. Thanks for having me. Where is Kelly?
You know what? Kelly she just could not be here. She's...
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll miss Kelly as well. You tell her I said hello.
Okay, I'll be very frank with you. I actually kicked her off the show because my mom is a huge fan of you, and I'll tell you why. Not because of Grimm, because she just doesn't watch Grimm, but she does watch Prison Break.
Oh, no, she probably hates me.
No, she loves you. You know why she loves you? She loves you because you not only were you bad, but I guess you ended up helping them in the show as well.
A little bit, yes.
That's
yes.
all she needed.
And she loves them, right? She loves quote unquote them.
Exactly. Yeah,
The people I was trying to kill.
Oh, I got you. Yeah, no, it's funny because she, and I have to thank you for this. It's kind of funny. You never realize, the results of your acting in a role, what it does to people. But my mom is not a fan of many shows, but she's a huge fan of Prison Break, and I have to say because she had her shoulder, she needed surgery on her shoulder, and that's how she rested.
Was watching Prison Break. That's a good rest.
Exactly.
That doesn't really allow you to rest.
But it kept her
I mean, that is like it's a high tension show, and here's what I love. I love that your mom watches Prison Break.
I know, right? That
Because it's
tells
one
you
of those
what kind
shows that is like, you know,
It's
it's
violent.
it's like a young, edgy show, but I love that the mom watches Prison Break.
Yeah,
I love it.
That tells you what
I love
she's
your
like.
mom back.
You know what?
She's great. I got to meet her. Now I have to meet her.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna hook that up. Viviana and Reggie, you're both gonna meet. Okay. Now, Reggie, you know what? You've got so many fans that love your character in Grimm, and in fact, we even just had one person automatically. Let's see. I have to look for the tweet here. She said, here it is. I'd like to know how much of his TV character is like him. This is coming from Bonnie Lou.
Let's see. No, you know what's interesting is people ask me that question, and I have a hard. And this character has turned out to be one. He's so sarcastic, and it's just part of his nature. Things just come out of his mouth, and that's how they described him at first. You know, was that this guy when I first was doing the role, it was like things just come out of his mouth. It's just like diarrhea. It's just vomits. Just go. He doesn't care what other people think. He just says it, and it's interesting because that's so not me. So not
Wow.
now. I have completely. I mean, it's. Here's the thing about me. You know, playing bad guys and doing the sarcastic stuff is like everything that I wish I could do in real life. I just do on the screen.
Got it. You're
that
able
way
to
I can
express
just let it all out.
Right? Yeah. There's no inhibitions. You don't need to be that. And so
No. It's people. It's because I don't know. It's just one of those things where you know what. I grew up in a very a very sweet conservative Asian family. So it's like you try to stay there, but oh boy, all the things you want to do to break out of that, I'll just do it on screen.
Well, it's
which is
funny.
exactly how it happens.
But that's kind of the way your life has been led. I mean, I did look at an interview that you had. I think it was with Backstage, and you talked about how from the very beginning of age 10 you wanted to be an actor, but that didn't go over very well with your parents. Tell us about that.
Oh no. I said I want to be an actor, and they said no, absolutely not. That's a hobby. That's called a hobby. So you know what? It's something that I went and pursued. Here's an interesting story. The reason I said I wanted to be an actor, I saw this. I don't know if you know an actor named Timothy Bottoms. Great, fantastic actor. And I saw a television movie, and I was so moved by it that's what I said I wanted to do. And years later, flash forward to the time I'm doing Pirates of the Caribbean, I have a little bit of a hiatus, and I do this independent movie. And I come to the United States, and I'm supposed to have an adoptive father. And who comes around the corner but Timothy Bottoms? And he says,
No
I'm
way.
playing your father.
Get
And I
out
thought,
of here.
no crap.
Oh,
really?
my God.
Really? So I told him the story. Of course, I think he might be a little freaked out by that, but I think no. I think he was genuinely touched by it, and he's a good dude. He's a very good dude. So now, needless to say, my parents are ridiculously supportive of everything that I've done.
Well,
now that they get to walk the red carpet with me, they're good.
That's what you. Yeah, I noticed that. I noticed that when you were on the red carpet of the Pirates of the Caribbean. What did your father tell you?
When you're on the carpet, especially that one, that is the longest red carpet ever because from the opening of Disneyland all the way, if you know the park, all the way to the castle. So you're walking, and when you're doing the red carpet, you're doing a lot of interviews, and so my dad's like just wandering around with me, while my publicist is taking me, and I whispered over to him. I said, "Are you okay?" And he said, "I've got chills." So he was just over the moon. He was just, because people are yelling your name and all that stuff. He was very, very, very proud. It was a good time. It was a good time. And fortunately, things have continued because, it could have plummeted after that.
Yeah, well, and I like your kind of your mentality because you said when you're not working, you're in class. What I find is unfortunately with some actors, which makes sense why they don't continue after they're on a big show. They think that they have what it takes, so therefore they don't need to go back to learning or always adding to their craft. But what drives you to keep doing that? To keep going back to your to your training?
Well, listen, Aaron, I think the great thing about like anything, whether it be your profession or my profession, I think that it is one of those, I don't think you can ever, like my mentality says you can never perfect it. There's always more to dig for. You can always go deeper, 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 deeper. And I think acting like anything else, I think is like a muscle. Mm-hmm. I think it atrophies when you don't use it. Even now, we've got, it's interesting because Silas and I don't know if Silas plays Monroe on the show. Yeah. But he and I have been studying with the same acting coach for over 10 years. And little factoid is that he and I before we got the show, we were actually doing a scene together in class. So it's great that we got the show together because now we do the scene on our breaks. But I feel like you can never perfect it. Even now, we've got like a little bit of a break. We've got 2.5 months, and I put myself back in class. It's fun. It's good. You just keep digging.
Now, tell us, tonight, season finale, and congratulations on season 3. So we're so glad, again, we're going to be able
Thank you, man. Thank
see
you.
it continue. Absolutely. Now, what can you tell us about tonight's show?
Oh, boy. Everything is in this show tonight but the kitchen sink. It is everything going on. So last week we had zombies invade Portland. Now it gets worse because it becomes sort of like an epidemic, and they're all over Portland. And basically this is the work of the royals who have come from Europe to chase one man, and that is Nick, who is the lead of our show. So they are all basically out to get him. And it just all goes down, and we'll just have to see what happens with Nick at the end of this show. But I can tell you that if there were not a season 3, the fans would be sorely disappointed because of what happens at the end of this season. It is a cliffhanger.
Wow. Okay. All right. So that's the good news. The good news is we get to continue, because I have to say with Prison Break, I mean, going back to my mom, she's kind of like, why didn't they get another season? So we're glad that you got on a show that is getting 3 seasons and more. My question to you is, what would you like to see of your character in the show? If you had your wish list. Now, Bitsy, we interviewed Bitsy. Bitsy says she wants to kick someone in the balls. What's well, of Essen to be
okay?
exact.
I think I have already probably kicked about 5 people in the balls, so that would not be on my wish list because that's already done. So that won't happen. But I just, here's what I would like. I would like for people to see where Sergeant Wu. I would like to get a first name.
Yeah,
how's
exactly.
That? I would like a first name. I would like a first name because right now it's no. But you know what? I love that people know Wu from Wu. I have had the best. We've had the greatest fans on this show. Now I have a lot of one-liners on the show, which means I have a lot of like funny little crack-me-up lines.
Right.
And they've gotten this. They now call them Wooisms. And they've even put out like this. They made this like cover. Those books for dummies. They've made a cover called Wooisms for Dummies.
I have got to check.
So now
out.
it's become such a trend. But I'd like you guys to see more of his background. I'd like you to see who he is underneath all that. So that would be my wish. Not kick someone in the balls. I've already done that. But get a first name and see who he really is.
Got it. Okay. Well, so fans, you can make that happen. And again, another question from the fans. A statement, first of all, from Rosa Lee. First of all, tell him he's awesome. And my question is, what's your favorite thing to do for fun?
My favorite thing to do for fun, kick someone in the balls.
Got it. Okay.
No, please.
I am not walking the red carpet with you.
No, travel. Okay. You know where I'm going? I'm going to Iceland.
Really?
Who goes to Iceland? I'm going to Iceland. I'm going to Iceland this summer.
Awesome.
Travel.
Awesome. Okay, well, we're going to watch more of you on Grimm. Congratulations again on a new season, and thank you so very much for all that you're doing.
Absolutely. Listen, give your mom Viviana a hug for me.
Oh, I will.
That's right. That was Reggie Lee from NBC's Grimm. Now, I am so jealous because I wasn't here for the interview, and he gave a huge shout out to someone very special, Aaron.
I know my mom, I had a chance to see her reaction when she saw that interview, and when he said her name, she was like, He knew my name. I mean, her mouth dropped. It was so nice, so wonderful. She felt so appreciated there. And like I said, she's not a big fan of a lot of shows, but Prison Break, yeah, I think she likes looking at the eye candy. And
Prison Break reminds me of Chicago because it was actually shot right outside of Chicago.
Oh, really?
Which brings us to our next guest. When we come back from the break, we have none other than NBC Chicago Fire's
Charlie Barnett right here when we get back.
Everybody get down like that. Everybody get down like that. If you like it, then make it clap. If you like it, then make it clap. Turn it up, break loose, get loud. We are young, don't tell us how. We should go on living now. Break the rules, let's tear it down. Everybody get down like that. Everybody get down like that. If you like it, then make it clap. If you like it, then make it clap. Turn it up, break loose, get loud. We are young, don't tell us how. We should go on living now. Break the rules, let's tear it down.
Welcome to Live with Aaron and Kelly. I'm Kelly V. Dolan.
I'm Aaron Michael Sanchez.
And it's what you guys have been waiting for. It's Charlie Barnett, who plays Peter Mills on Chicago Fire. Are you there?
I am here, yes, and thank you for that intro. That's pleasing.
Well, you know what? I have to be excited about this because I'm actually from Chicago. So before we get into the interview, I have to ask you, how has my beautiful city been treating you so far?
I've fallen in love with your city. I came from New York too, by way of LA actually even, and have kind of like, I don't want to say deserted, but I feel like I found a new gem.
Oh, that makes me feel so good.
I know. As I'm sitting right now in Malibu, like on the beach doing this interview, so I should shut the heck up. But.
Well, I have to. You guys were filming out there during the winters. What was that like?
Oh, it was incredible, actually. I'm from Florida, so I've never experienced that. So it definitely put some hair on my chest. I'm not gonna lie. And it's nice to feel that a little fight while you're living in TV world, kind of this glamorous stuff, and you got to feel like a real firefighter sitting out in the snow for 5 hours, 6 hours. You know, I loved it, honestly.
Very cool.
Of course, we all complained while we're in it, but
sure, but it's
you're back in California. It's an experience.
Exactly. And what a great experience. You know, you talked in an interview about how your character plays the candidate, which is kind of the rookie of the firehouse. How much do you draw from your own experiences? How close is the character to you? And then also
Incredibly close.
Oh, okay. And then who on set also kind of like being the rookie and kind of, your first series regular job, who's kind of inspired you or taught you the most on set?
Oh, wow. That's a good question. We definitely, the two worlds kind of have collided. I'm not going to lie. Of course, because it's my first series regular, it's one of my first big jobs as well coming out of school. And it's funny how, as an actor, a lot of times, I'm sure many would agree with me, your life starts to parallel the part that you're working on, especially if you're working on a part like this that hopefully takes 10, 15 years to go on. But I've definitely noticed that I'm like the youngster on set. I'm the youngest one, and I'm kind of like baby brother to everybody. They all watch out for me in a different way. They all give me advice, and there's not one person that I don't think has given me anything more or less. Each one has something special to offer. Everybody in the cast is like, it really is like family, and I don't want to put it out there like it's some perfect group, because of course we don't fight at all, but we have our low points and our high points of just going through life, but everybody is there for each other, which makes it an incredible experience.
Well,
it really is.
I've got to ask, since you just said, of course, it's not a perfect world. You've got a lot of personalities on this show.
Oh, yeah.
So many. So, you've had great, stars coming on as well, like John Seda and several others that we've had a chance.
He's got his own show now as well. Before.
Yeah, exactly. So I guess my question is, who do you like performing opposite of? Of all the ones that you performed opposite of, who challenges you the most?
Jeez, I off the top of my head, I'm going to have to say Eamon Walker. Because that man, it's Eamon Walker. I've been watching him since I was a kid. And it's, first of all, just like a huge blessing to be in a room with him, but then to work with him and kind of receive information and knowledge, it's like gold. It really is. He's incredible from every end, from life to the business to just walking down the street, man. He's got magic.
That's awesome.
He really does.
You know, it's so funny because when we do these, telephone interviews, sometimes people will have their dogs with them, like by next to them, and I just heard like some seagulls. I can totally tell you are on the beach, like literally. I hear them like.
Totally busted. Dang.
And I was thinking to myself, like, he's not like in a house, by the beach, because I hear the seagulls. Like,
I'm chilling. I am
like
chilling.
there's seagulls in his house.
Hey,
like,
wait, do you Instagram?
There's like a jacuzzi next to me. I was about to hop
okay,
in there.
where's the invite, buddy? We could have just done it from there. We didn't have to do it over the phone.
Right. I told him before they connected us, I was like, I probably could just like walk down to the station right now. Would it be easier?
That's hilarious.
Well, yeah. You know what? We announced on Twitter and Facebook that we were going to have you on, and first of all, I just have to say the only reason Kelly really wanted you on was because you were in Chicago.
That's exactly true.
Well, look, I live in Chicago. I will give you that. I can tell you anything about it. Right? What do you want?
No, I get so excited because, being from the city and knowing how much talent is there and what a beautiful city is, anytime there's a production there, I'm like, yes, finally, they're there and they can, guest star some of the local actors there and, just kind of get a feel for the city. And I don't know, it's my home. So it's like, it's my heart. Go ahead.
It's such a brilliant, brilliant city. And for that, I'm not going to lie, I think there's like 5 new shows coming into Chicago that are filming there.
Oh, my gosh. Hey, I'm about to move out of L.A. I'm about to move back. I'm telling you. No,
the work is coming to Chicago, apparently.
Awesome.
There's movies that are coming up there.
We just heard
it's a great boom.
We just heard that you guys helped spin off, which has been picked up by NBC, Chicago PD. Did you get any? What do you know about that show, if anything?
Geez, it's kind of hush-hush even for us. I keep trying to pick up my own little information because we all don't know what's happening. But I know that it's spin-off and it's directly like leading from Voight and from John Cena, of course, Monica's brother, or Dawson's brother. Sorry, I switch in and out between their names and their characters.
Sure.
It's just, this is our world. But they haven't really told us anything. We know that we're all going to kind of live in the same world, so I'm sure that you're going to see us on both sides.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's a great idea. I'm really excited to kind of play with it.
Very cool. Well,
I hope it builds even from that. You're going to have, Chicago animal control.
Hey, if it's got the name Chicago, I'm watching it.
I want to be an animal control.
That's right.
But you know what? We also have to go to our Facebook and Twitter questions because we had so many. So we've got a couple. We got a ton of people asking, "Are you single?"
Especially Chicago Fire Lover.
Not.
You are not.
No, I am not. I'm not. Very happy, but I am not.
Okay, we'll leave it at that.
That could make you pretty happy being single sometimes.
Oh yeah. But it's been a long time that I have been single, and now that it's a new, fresh awakening. So I'm excited.
Is this marriage or engagement, or is this
marriage? You think I'm married? That's crazy. No, I'm not married.
I hope you're
not wedded down yet. No,
not yet.
No.
Okay, so we're not there yet. It's not that magical yet.
Just as magical. Just need the time to climb.
There you go.
Hey, Naomi. This is a hard one. Maze says, "If I'd like to ask if Charlie can sing. I heard he's trained in singing."
Oh man! Wow, putting me on the spot. It is 6 a.m. over here, Naomi. Where are we at? It's like 7:08 now. Jeez.
And you're hungover on the beach, man. No, I'm just like.
Yeah, I'm hungover on the beach. Yeah. All right, I'll sing a little something. All right. You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you. You'd be like heaven to touch. I want to hold you so much. And I'll cut that.
Wow.
Me and Aaron did a little choreographed dance to that. You'll have to watch it when we have the video up.
Dude, after that,
I would favorite that for sure.
you're not going to be single for very long after the girls hear that, brother.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
We need to get him on The Voice as well, huh?
Hey, do you watch The Voice at all?
I kind of watched The Voice. I got into that when I first came to California. A couple of my friends were obsessed with it, and yeah, I like it a lot actually.
Okay.
I hate to admit it. I'm sure my boys are gonna give me junk for it, but yeah, I really like it. I think it's awesome.
Well, that's good. We just bleeped you out on that. But
Cheers. I kind of threw it under there.
you're going to owe us some
That was
money for
awesome.
that fine.
You know you're feeling comfortable
sorry,
with somebody
sorry.
when they're on the beach and they start dropping the F-bomb. All right, real quick.
All real, guys.
Real
All
quick,
live.
we got another question from JD, who's actually from Chicago. He said, "How amazing is it to work with Monica Raymond?" Ha ha ha.
Yeah, she's awesome.
She's hot.
Yeah, I've known Monica for a long time. She's incredibly hot, yeah. That's beyond the point. Yeah, I've known that for too long. She grew up in the town, kind of like, I guess like 30 minutes away from me. I grew up in Sarasota, Florida. She grew up in St. Pete.
Cool.
And we were both, it's big in Florida to do the musical theater scene, so we did like competitions together, and I saw her first then. And then I ended up going to college with her. And
Wow.
she's 2 years ahead of me, but we became very close. I love Monica.
It's so funny.
Incredible actress, incredible girl.
Yeah, you could see it translates very well on camera.
Very comfortable.
Your comfortability with her and
Oh,
vice
yeah.
versa. Very good. Well, great job, Charlie.
Thank
we hate
you.
to let you go. We know that they're telling us you got to go on to your next interview, but thank you
Sorry
so
for the
very much.
F-bomb as well.
Yeah.
Jacuzzi next time, Malibu for the second round.
Yeah. Exactly.
All right.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Charlie.
guys.
Take care.
Thank you.
That was hilarious.
Charlie Barnett is kicking it up in Malibu.
He is kicking it in Malibu. And did you hear those seagulls in the background?
Yeah, they were making an entrance.
Oh my
it's
gosh.
because you can't hide. I'm glad he at least was
God.
honest with us. We
I
would have been
know.
like, "Where
I
are
was
you?"
just like the whole time, like I thought I heard it the first time, but then there was a space where we weren't talking, and then he wasn't talking, and I'm like, oh no, that is a seagull, and it's not like a TV or anything. But huge shout out to Charlie, who plays Peter Mills on Chicago Fire.
Absolutely.
We got to interview earlier on Mo Galini, months ago, and then we got to interview Derek Haas, who was behind Chicago
making
Fire,
it possible, and
So-
making Chicago PD.
Yeah, rumor.
possible.
Pilot,
That's-
right?
It's not a rumor. It's
a
been
pilot.
picked up. Yeah.
Oh,
It's
okay.
been picked up by NBC, the pilot at least, and we'll see what happens with the rest of the
Yay!
show.
Huge shout out to NBC for putting
Great
Chicago
job.
on the map. I'm
Right?
so
How do you
excited.
feel about that? I mean, that's your hometown.
I'm
Everything.
excited. I'm excited. My goal is to get on one of those shows.
Okay.
I'm just saying. I'm just putting it out there. I will be anything on one of those shows. You guys have no idea. Like Chicago has
You would
such.
do a dead body?
Yeah, I do a dead body. Hopefully, I get to say something before they kill
Before you die?
Before they kill me. But it would be
Or
hilarious.
she'll be like Lucy, where she says something anyway, she'll throw it in.
Or if I or if I die, maybe I can come back as a ghost or something. Just as long as I can say something. Come on, you guys. Come on. I want to say
so
one
not
word
just
at least.
any show, but maybe on a few shows of any show.
That would be awesome.
Okay.
And I know we're running out of time, but huge shout out to Bates Motel. We had Nestor
Yes.
Carbonell on the show today. We also had Reggie Lee from Grimm. Huge shout out to you.
My mom does a shout out back. Just saying.
Aw,
Hug
Viviana.
hug yourself from my mom. There, that's kind of weird, but do it.
That's awesome. And of course, who we just talked to, Charlie Barnett from Chicago Fire. Make sure you guys follow me and Aaron on Twitter and Facebook at Kelly V. Dolan.
And Aaron M. Sanchez. Also go to AaronandKellyLive.com.
All right, bye guys. Jazz hands again. I'm only doing them by myself. Oh, actually, hey, we're kind of choreographed. All right, see you guys next week.
Everybody get down like that. Everybody get down like that. If you like it, then make it clap. If you like it, then make it clap. Turn it up, break loose, get loud. We are young, don't tell us how. We should go on.